Ladies and gentlemen, today is my early first year C8 Corvette 15K mile 2-year review. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Brink of Speed. Today this is my 15,000 mile and 2-year anniversary of my C8 Corvette. And I wanted to do this review for you guys so that you would understand what I have been able to experience over the last 2 years. But real quick, before we get into the video, my thumbs up squad, you guys have been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for smashing that thumbs up button right when the video gets started. If you're new to the channel, you don't want to hit that thumbs up button right away, that's fine, I totally understand. Hit it as soon as you think the video warrants it. Also, if you're new to the channel and you don't want to miss a single one of these types of videos, please consider subscribing by smashing that red subscribe button and the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. All right, let's get into it. So starting with the outside, this is going to be a little bit different because of the fact that this has a wrap on it. Most of the time you would go over exactly what the paint has done in the last 2 years, how it's withstood, the test of whatever the environments are and whatever the paint has sustained as far as rocks and things off of other vehicles. However, because this is wrapped, we don't see the paint, and there is a lot of clear bra on the front of this car. You've got it here, you've got it all on the entire hood, entire front section of the car, the lights, and also on the sides of the car. Also, I immediately, right when I bought the car, I had these, or I installed these covers over the radiators, and so the radiators have stayed super nice. They did get some rock chips on them, or rock dents on them right off the bat, but since then, since I put those on, there have been no other rock dents. Now, the next thing that we can talk about on the outside of this car is just the looks. Have the looks stood up to the test of time over the last 2 years? I've got to say, ladies and gentlemen, that I love the way this car looks more and more. Now, obviously you can see that I do not have a stock looking car as far as the aero goes. And real briefly, I'm just going to let you know exactly what is on this build. This is a $76,000 build in 2020. It is a 2LT, it is Z51, mag ride, front lift, and then I did do painted calipers. As you can see here, I did the GT1 seats. And that's really it, ladies and gentlemen. But back to what I was saying, the added aero that I have on here from ACS Composites, which is the front 5VM splitter, the side 5VM skirts, the huge high wing, and Now the new rock guards that are on there, you can see both front and back, really give this car a much more aggressive look than it ever had before any of that was on there. The Z51 regular spoiler is just nothing compared to that high wing, and the cheap front splitter that they put on there just barely sticks out. It's not shiny. It just doesn't look that great. Now it looks phenomenal, as you can see. Also, the wheels are completely different. These were sponsored by Black Diamond wheels. As you can see there in the center cap, that is the Black Diamond. And they are 20x9s in the front and 22x12s in the rear. And obviously they have been specially powder coated. But moving along, I just wanted to go over the outside of the car. The last thing that is not stock with the outside of the car is the exhaust. And the only reason why I'm bringing that up is because obviously these tips are way different than the stock square tips, not only because they're round, but also because they are blued on the ends to match the blue on my car. And by the way, if you want to know who wrapped the car, a lot of people ask, it's right here on the side of the car. And it is Start the Graphics, or STG Wraps. And then obviously Scott Solar Auto Spa had a hand in taking care of this wrap as well. And both of those companies will be linked in the description below. Black Diamond will be linked in the description. Army Tricks is the exhaust. They will be linked in the description. Any of my sponsors that you see on this car today will be linked in the description. So, for those of you who know what happened to the underside of my car back in October, you will know that it is now fixed, and everything that they fixed it with was OEM parts. So it is back to brand new looking when you look underneath the car, and it feels like it did before I ever had that accident. So that is excellent news. Let's move on to the inside of the car, because what a lot of people are going to want to know is, how are these seats holding up? How are the carpets holding up? How are the doors holding up? How's the leather holding up in general all over this car? And as you can see, it's all holding up very nicely. These seats look brand new, and I haven't even cleaned them lately. Normally I clean my leather seats once every couple months, but I have not done that. Obviously you can see that the red all on the center console here still looks beautiful and red, and everything is wearing very nicely. Now, I'm not saying there's a ton of miles on this car, because there's not. 15,000 miles in 2 years is not a lot of miles, but it is still 15,000 miles of wear and tear. And as you can see, everything still looks great. I hope you guys can see this really well. I took the Targa top off so that the sun would shine in perfectly all on the interior of this car. Here is the driver's seat. And as you can see, it is wearing quite nicely. I should clean it though, because it's got a little bit of the blue on here from my jeans. And this will all come off very easily with Meguiar's leather cleaner. The steering wheel still looks beautiful. As you can see, this center red stripe is not darkened really at all. And that, whatever is on there, will come off with that same cleaner. Everything just looks perfect. There's no wear marks on the center console. Look at the sun visors here. These still look like they're in perfect condition. So the interior, as you can see, is wearing quite well. No issues at all. GM did a fantastic job. Now, one more thing that I wanted to show you is right here. These are OEM from GM, but they are not coming stock with your car. You have to package these in with your build. But I have a great friend, Rob at Corvette World. He actually gave these to me as a gift, and they do make the interior look great. But as you can see, even that has kept very nice. And if we lift this up, you will see that underneath looks just as good. There's no issues underneath this, but man, do those make the car look that much better. Same thing over here. Beautiful, beautiful carpet. The OEM GM Corvette floor mats. Absolutely beautiful. And I'll show you a couple more things here. There's one for the front trunk. And ladies and gentlemen, there's actually one back here as well, but it is underneath my Targa top, so I'm not going to be able to show you that. Now, the next thing I want to show you is the inside of this engine bay. And as you will see, I have been able to keep this thing spotless. There are no water spots. It has been actually a pretty simple thing to keep very, very clean, because a lot of people that I know, they want to cover these up when they wash their car. They want to cover both of these sides up. And I actually like them open. I like the water dripping in here, the soap dripping in here, because what it allows me to do is come behind that and clean all of this, wipe all of this down, including the entire engine cover and around the engine cover and the back window there and here, and just give this a thorough cleaning every time I wash the car. So this entire engine bay has stayed beautiful. I think you would agree that it has stayed spotless, and I love it. And I, as you know, keep my cars absolutely beautiful as long as I can. I do everything I can to make sure that these cars stay in magnificent shape the entire time I own them. Which brings me to my next point. The mag ride on this car has been one of the best decisions I've ever made. It has been so wonderful to ride in this car. It is so smooth. It is so predictable. It is an absolute pleasure to drive it. Every mile is a smile. That is no joke. It definitely feels like the smoothest car I've ever driven in my life. And on top of that, you have 500 horsepower. So you have a smooth car that is super fast and can handle absolutely phenomenally. The Z51 suspension mixed with the mag ride ultimately makes this car an absolute machine and beast to handle around a track and around town when you're just taking turns fast. Other than that, I'm not going to say much more. If you want to know even more information about the way that this car performs and every little detail about it, I'm going to link that video in the description below. It is my 10,000 mile review where I go over every square inch of this car and tell you all about it. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gives you a lot of hope for your own experience that you're going to have with your C8 Corvette, that it will last a really long time. And even after 15,000 miles, this car looks brand new. I mean, if it didn't have the wrap on there, I would have had clear bra done, so it would still look brand new. I probably would have had it ceramic coated as well, which would have kept the paint perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed it. If so, give me a big thumbs up. Ladies and gentlemen, follow me on all my social media platforms. Also, again, if you don't want to miss a single one of these videos, make sure to smash that red subscribe button and the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. I hope each and every one of you has a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys out on the road.